Hello, everybody. Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3 has begun. Yeah. See who pops on this beautiful day in Detroit. Yep. See what's going on there. Oh, everybody's on. Hey, Shay. Hey, Susan. What's up, what's up, what's up? Hey, Liz, what's up? How's everybody doing? Gonna be a good thing today. Big time. A lot of stuff going on, so it's cool. Hey, Tracy, how's it going? Good to see you on Saturday. I may not be there Monday. It's too hard to get to Jackson. Yeah, it's too hard. So, hello, Kathy. Like this shirt, right? It's cool, isn't it? I don't think I ever wore it for Coaching for the Soul. Hi, Laura. Namaste to you too. Yeah, I don't ever think I wore it for Coaching for the Soul, which is kind of weird. I'm great. I have a cold, which is kind of yucky. Yeah, I got a cold in my sinuses, so it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks. So, but I'm feeling better, you know. Yeah, Trace, it's too hard to get there and get back. And with Bailey, yeah, it's a lot. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm good. I'm feeling good. The car's jacked up, but you know, can't do anything about it. So I have a horrible relationship with car accidents and cars. Right? Never my fault. I've never ever had a accident where it was my fault. Never. It's always the other person's fault. So I'm trying to work on what the hell that's about because I don't get it. No, I do not get it. So we'll see. You know? Yeah. How's it? Everybody's doing good today, I hope. It's a pretty awesome day in Metro Detroit. It's nice and pretty outside, about 72 degrees and sunny. So, yeah. So, things are good. Hey, Suze, what's up? No, wants me to drive something else. I think Spirit wants me to, you possibly are right with that. It's been 3 years since I've had this car, since I totaled the other one, or I didn't total it, somebody hit me, right? And they totaled it. So, yeah. I don't know. It's all looking towards, I think it's all looking towards the move to Hawaii. You know, we'll see. Yeah, see what happens. You know, yep. But Suze, you're not the first one to say that, so that's pretty awesome. Yep. So let's get started because there's quite a few people here. Okay, so 3:04, awesome. Good. Be a long session. Okay, so first, Truche, right? First, we're going to talk about the 6 planets that are retrograde. How about that? You guys all saw my post, and I'm sure that I did the other day, on Wednesday, yesterday, really. Hi, Adrian. How's it going there, lady? So there's a lot of stuff going on in the universe, right? And understanding that there's a lot going on. So understand that for the next 2.5 to 3 months, okay, it is going to be not upheaval, but you're going to feel a lot of stuff, okay? And I'm just going to read this. I'm just going to read this really fast, okay, because it really means a lot. Okay, it becomes nearly impossible not to re-engage with the past relationships, feelings you thought were buried, even clear memories of past lives come back with us. Be very careful. Do not engage in fights. Learn the lesson and let it go, because Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and now Mercury are all retrograde. Now, what does that mean? It means that as you look up in the sky, right, the planets don't move. The way that we work is it goes from east to west, okay? sometimes but the moon goes from west to east. Interesting, right? So if you look up in the sky now, like I posted yesterday, that Jupiter is right above us, right? I mean, it's just south. And then a little bit further away is Saturn, okay? Those are the two biggest planets in the solar system, all right? And then you got the rest of them, right? And right down on the southwest side is Venus, the planet of love and money, which is moving forward. That's the bonus, okay? So understanding that wherever they are in your birth chart, right? It's so important to have your birth chart, you guys, okay? Have your birth chart done, okay? Wherever those retrograde planets are at in your birth chart when you were born is what it will affect, okay? Because there's 12 houses, 12 months, and every house has a different part of your life, okay? Now, I've been talking about Mercury retrograde. It happens 3 times a year, right? It happens 3 times. It happens 3 times a year. Yay, Adrian, I saw that. I'm going to talk about that one too. And understanding, it is the communication planet, okay? And anything with communication, and that is energy communication, right? That is faxes. That is, if any of you still does a fax, right? If you're sending emails, if you're sending texts, if you're sending anything like that, that is electric, even when you're calling, okay? Because it's energy being transferred from one point through something else to another, okay? Yesterday, I went to pay my electric bill to DTE, and it took me almost 2.5 hours to get my electric bill paid. Because every time I'd get with somebody, it would disconnect. I waited a couple hours, and I finally went back and did it again. I like to do it on my phone, right? Couldn't do it on my phone. It would not allow me to do it on my phone. So I called, wouldn't let me to do it. I did it on my laptop, wouldn't let me do it on my laptop. Finally, I called again, finally got through to somebody, and it took her probably 25 minutes to fix it, whatever was going on, right? Because I was like, oh, cool, I wanted to pay it. Oh, no, it's still showing up, right, that I owe $168, right? So understand that there's going to be things that frustrate you, okay? Again, I think I've mentioned this before. Throw up your hands and go Mercury retrograde and come back to it, okay? Hey, Lucia, right? So, and you're going to come back to it. Don't get yourself all wound up, okay? I get it in my heart. I get it in my gut, right? In my gut chakra. Let it go, right? Don't hold any of that in. Absolutely. Just call it out, Spirit says, right? Just call it out, okay? Because I know Spirit says because there's 6 planets out of the 12. No, I'm sorry, 6 planets out of the. I think there's 9. I think there's 9 or 10. The majority of planets are retrograde, which means going back and trying to figure out. With Jupiter, it's about business, right? About business and abundance and having plenty. Okay, well, that's kind of on hold now, right? Saturn is about structure and no. Saturn's answer to everything is no. Well, guess what? With Jupiter standing still, basically being retrograde, right? And all of a sudden Saturn's saying not no, it's saying whatever. You'd think it would be a good time to move forward, right? Well, it kind of is. Okay? Not only for the next 3 months will it be a little frustrating, a little mixed up, right? It's not going to be scary if you're conscious, okay? Hey, Kimberly, it's not going to be anything that you're going to be like, oh my God, the world's coming to an end, because it's not, okay? Oh my God, I'm going to die. You're not, okay? Understanding that there's all kinds of things going on getting us ready for 2021, the big ascension, okay? Ascension's going to continue, right? So they are breaking down all kinds of things that that no longer serve us, okay? So understand and be conscious, right? You're going to have days when you're frustrated, when you're angry, when you're pissed off, and then within seconds it'll change to happiness. Boom, right? Right? So understand that. that, no, this is just something I'm feeling. And as we ascend, everybody, it doesn't go away. We become more conscious of what it is, but it still affects us. It still affects us because it's energy coming to the planet. Okay? And we're part of the planet. Right? So it's Mercury retrograde. Oh my God, come on. Oh my God, come on. And give yourself what you want, Spirit says. Okay? I mean, you don't have to eat 3 pizzas at dinner, right? Or drink, a 12-pack. It's not the point, right? It's about, if you have an inkling for something, give it to yourself, right? Because as we go through transformation, as we go through enlightenment, Spirit says, as we go through this time of journey, Spirit says, right? Our humans still need stuff. Still need stuff to make us happy. Still need stuff to remind us that we're here. Stuff that makes us feel good, right? And that's usually food. Again, I love jujubes and dots. And they are my go-to candy when I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want to sit and just veg out and just want to eat a box. I'm good with that, right? Right? It's not going to hurt me. Definitely not going to kill me, right? Right? So in the spirit of that, are those 2 Entenmann? Oh, I could eat 6 or 8 of those Entenmann donuts, especially the chocolate ones. Holy moly! Give me a break. Those things are amazing. So in the spirit of this, right? This happened to somebody that I know. They lost their job last week because of their mouth. Okay? They weren't conscious. Still not conscious, right? But they called me freaking out about, oh my God, I lost my job, Bill. I've been doing my work. I've been trying really hard. I forgot about Mercury retrograde, right? And their tone of voice was wrong. And they got fired. Okay? So was it devastating for him? Yes. Yes. Right? But understanding that energy that he was feeling inside of his body, he didn't know what to do with, right? And he thought he pushed it away. Hello, Veronica. How are you, my dear? He thought he put it away. Well, he didn't put it away good enough, right? And so he was upset. I don't understand. I'm really good at my job. How could they do this to me? Blah, 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 blah. And he just was talking to another employee, right? But the way that it came out, hey, Kathy, but the way that it came out was very abrupt, very bitter, very attackish. It's tone of voice, right? And that's another thing that comes with Mercury retrograde, right? Is the way that you say something. You may not think it's coming out as curt as it is, but it is, okay? Right? So you really have to be conscious, because Mercury retrograde for me is the most, brings our nerve endings to the surface. It brings us negative energy. It brings us fire. It brings those things into us to see if we'll knock them away or not accept them. Take the hand, right? Make a nice big ball of snow and throw it back. Return to sender is not mine. Hey, Shannon, right? That's what you gotta do. The more conscious you are, the easier it is to navigate. Are you ever going to be perfect at it? Never. And the people that say that their vibration is so high that they aren't affected by it, I know that they're not telling the truth. Right? Because who do they reach out to? Bill, what's going on? I don't understand it, blah, 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 blah. Exactly. See? So understand it happens at every level of ascension. Okay? And I believe it will be it will be there even when we're further into 4th and 5th dimension. Okay? Because we are divine energy. We are, and we're going to react to, maybe not as angrily, maybe not as intense, right? And making sure as we ascend that we're more and more conscious. This is the worst one for me, but last one was pretty bad too. But this one is worse for me normally because it's closer to my birthday. And that's what you can kind of judge. Is it the one in the spring Is it the one in the summer or is it the one in the fall that is closest to your birthday? That's usually the one that affects you the most. Okay? Again, more knowledge, right? Being more conscious, understanding that, okay, hey Candace, Mercury Retrograde started, or we're in the pre-shadow, I can feel it. Okay, my birthday's in 2 months, or I just had my birthday last week, I get it. I've got to be more conscious, see? Because it's going to be more intense. It's going to bring all that stuff to the surface that you thought you buried, right? Right? Those insecurities, not getting love, not understanding, right? And looking at and going, okay, what do I need to continue to do to solve this problem? Hey, Chrissy, right? How do I work on this? How do I make it a priority so that the next time it comes around in 3 months, comes every 90 days, guys, every 90 to 100 days, it comes back to visit you again, right? And it's all about clearing the deck as much as you possibly can and moving forward, okay? And that is, again, it helps you clean out your junk. And you clean out your junk, guess what happens? You get to ascend. It's kind of a cool clearing method, right? Because you don't got a chance but to do it. If you go into hibernation mode, all you're doing is prolonging your ascension, your openness, your growth, your understanding, understanding the instructions that have been given to you in your DNA could be decades ago, or even when you were born, or even when your ears ring, right? Anytime your ears ring, guys, that's you're being downloaded from the universe with information for your future. See? So as you work through your stuff during Mercury retrograde, right? I know Spirit says you'll never get through all of it. You'll still, I call it spackle. You'll still have spackle inside your body, around your heart, right? That you'll never ever clear. Why? Because Bailey just woke up because the energy is getting really high, and there's somebody standing right here on my left-hand side that he's looking at. I don't know who it is. I don't know who it is. I'm asking who it is, and he just went. Okay, he just laid his head back down, but he woke up like the intensity in the house. Alert, 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 right? And he just laid his bonus. Okay, cool. So, I don't know, somebody's here. I don't know who it is. There hasn't been as many people here today as there has been. I think that's because my energy is kind of low because I don't really feel fantastic. Although my energy is pretty freaking high. So understanding, guys, that you're never going to get rid of everything. And that's because we're human. So, hey, Teresa. So understanding that you're always going to react to different retrogrades, okay? But again, if you don't have your birth chart, get it done, okay? Get it done. Because when there's 6 planets retrograde, this is the 2nd year in a row, you guys, where there's been 6 planets retrograde, okay? And that's a lot. That's a lot of energy all compacted into, hi, Jody, and compacted into 12, my gosh, into 12 houses, right? And we are how we're born, Spirit says. Human is who they are when they're born. Hello, Carol. How are you today? Thanks for joining me. And thanks for liking my posts. Hey, Bren. She says, Bailey's pick from the groomers today. I never let him put a bandana on him because, you know, he doesn't wear it for very long because he starts picking at it. But she wanted to take a picture of him for Halloween. So he looks so old, but he's my baby. So it was so funny. He doesn't have it on anymore, of course. I had to pull that off before he'd eat any lunch. So anyway, okay. So continuing with this theme right here, guys, okay? That pulling yourself out of a mistake. Hi, Linda. Pulling yourself out of a mistake is not as easy as you believe it is. Hello, Ann Jeanette. Right? It's not. Ego is going to make it seem bigger than it is. It's not. Okay? Ego's job is to make sure that, hey, Chanel. Is it Chanel? Yeah, Chanel. Hello there. Again, ego's job is to stop you from moving forward, right? Right? So as you go through Mercury retrograde, as you go through this other 5 planets that are retrograde, they're in all parts of your chart, right? Understand that ego's going to react to every Spirit has show me asteroids, right? You're being like asteroids are coming at you. And if your force field is strong, right? And ego doesn't get you to lower it, your energy, right? You might feel the pulse of energy, Spirit says, as it hits your force field, as it hits your energy, but it won't affect you, right? Because he says everyone needs to perfect their force field. They need to perfect their energy that they put out there to the universe, right? As you raise your ascension, or you raise your energy, you raise an ascension, right? Right? And taking the tools that are available to us and allowing those things to work, allowing everything to work in our favor, without ego getting in the way. Okay? Because ego will. We all know that, right? I've been doing coaching for this for 2.5 years, and I probably touch on ego at least once every session, right? Because it is so dominant in everyone's life. Okay? Again, with Mercury retrograde, it digs up the stuff that is in your childhood. I'm telling you. Because it's communication, how we were talked to, how we were loved, that's energy. How this, how that, how this, how that, right? And understanding that Mercury retrograde is a pain in the ass, number one, right? It truly is. But as you know what it is, as you start to talk about what it is, as you start to heal the stuff that it brings up, right? The anger, blah, blah, blah. Talking out loud to Spirit, right? I told the guy that lost his job, you need to talk. Just talk to him, work on it, understand it, talk. Right? Because his childhood sucked. It sucked. Right? He knows it. Everyone in his family knows it. Theirs were bad too, right? But he's 52 years old and is just now going, holy cow, I got to get rid of this stuff. How do I do that? And this is a guy who's 52 years old, right? And straight, which is even more intense, because we don't teach our boys to be men who have emotions, who are connected to ourselves. We have this American thing that hopefully, I believe, it is changing as we move forward to men who are more connected to themselves. Okay, so he's on a journey, right? But the only way to get rid of it and dump it is to look at it, understanding, right? That the only way is to pull it up, look at it, cry, get angry, frustrated, whatever it might be. Talking out loud to Spirit, talking out loud to the guides, talk, and then saying a few cuss words, whatever, and then, okay, I'm done with that, I'm going to let it go. Then you have to be conscious not to allow it to reinfect you. See? The road to ascension is got lots of pit holes in the gravel. There's lots of holes in the gravel, okay? You'll never fall through the road, right? It'll just bump you and shake you. Go, oh, shoot, I wasn't paying attention to that. Pretty good analogy. Yeah, see? Because it's the only way to keep us conscious is to jolt us, Spirit says. Because everyday life can be just overwhelming, right? Especially now, as we're getting ready to go back into fall and winter here in the Northern Hemisphere, right? Southern Hemisphere is going into spring and summer, and I would love to be there, right? Right? I'm not a big winter person, and I don't believe we'll be here for this winter. So that'll be a good thing. See, so working on that, understanding that, being as conscious as you possibly can, understanding that it's going to be a rocky 3 months. Okay, they're getting us ready for 2021, just like they did getting us ready for 2022, just like they did to get us ready for 2021 last fall. Okay, do everything that you can to keep away from the energy that doesn't serve you, right? The news. Okay, I went from watching 4 hours of news a day to watching a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes of local news, and that's it. Nothing else, right? Because for me, being the person that I am, with this big energy, with this big saver energy, right? With this big advocate energy, which I've always had, right? And that's what makes me excel at what I do now, because I want everybody to feel like they have a voice. I want everybody to feel like they know themselves, right? If I can help anybody do that, again, that's my life, I should say. Not even my job, it's my life. Understanding that I'm older than a lot of other people, right? My soul knows all kinds of cool stuff that I don't even know yet, right? From past life experiences. I mean, they're saying 7,000 to 9,000 years old, my soul is. Well, guess what? It's pretty freaking old. What the hell did I do 9,000 years ago? Who was I? What did I do, right? I mean, that's a long time ago, right? So understanding that that's what I was put in this earth, this lifetime to do. And do everything that it possibly can to channel right? To make sure that I'm a clear channel, so that absolutely nothing is filtered. It's all completely good. Understanding that my force field is very, very strong as I continue to push forward, as everybody else should too. Even in Mercury retrograde, it's very, very easy to fall back on the bullshit, right? Like when my car got hit on Friday night, out of the friggin' blue, right? And now the front of my car is all crushed up. Not really crushed, but you can tell that I got hit about 40 miles an hour backing up. Somebody backed up into me, right? Now I could have done one of two things. It took me about 6 hours to get past that. It's better than 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days, and I'm proud of myself. We have to give ourselves those wins. James, we have to give ourselves those wins. Is it always going to be perfect? Never. Get that out of your freaking head. Because I'm the biggest perfectionist on the planet, I swear to God. Or I should say I was. Hi, Allison. What's going on? I'm not that person anymore. Because nothing is going to be perfect. Because something that you want to be perfect is control. Control doesn't work. You got to let that shit go. Got to let it go. Because you will drive yourself mad trying to be perfect. Trying not to make a mistake. And guess what will happen? Something will upset your apple cart and you'll be like, are you freaking kidding me? Hi, Josephine, right? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my God, why did this happen? And it just builds on to what you were freaking out about before. Because they're going to bury you if they can. If you don't say, okay, stop, I'm not doing that stuff. I'm not doing it. Why are they burying you? To get you to go, stop. I'm not doing that anymore, right? To get us to go, stop, because we're in control of that. I'm working on this. Stop sending me more junk. I don't want it. Right? So that, again, that's what that's all about. And that's when we have 6 planets retrograde. It can be tragic. Won't be. We're not going to die. Country's not going to go bottoms up. And right? Again, it's all going to be fine. It's just getting rid of dead weight, getting rid of our dead weight, especially, right? Our stuff, right? The country stuff, right? So it's all good. It's all good. Now, somebody wanted me to talk about, Laura says she used to be a perfectionist too, and I got to let that go. And she's mellow and pretty good. So I think it was Adrian. Adrian watched, I'm a big fan of Pam Gregory, right, on YouTube, the astrologer. And I love the way she says at the beginning, Pam Gregory, astrologer, like it's one, like that's just who she is. And I think that is freaking so powerful. She did a chart for the United States on July the 4th, 1776, on what is coming up for us, okay? And if you're not in a good place of ascension, okay, you could take it as being, oh my God, the country is going to fall apart and we're all going to be lost at sea. That's not what's going to happen, okay? I watched it and I got the message from Spirit that it's all about cleaning things up. It's all about things falling away, things being broken up, right? Understanding that the country is going through a metamorphosis. On the positive side for most people, the negative side for others, okay? The country will not default, okay? If you haven't been watching the news, they're worried about that. It's not gonna happen, ever, okay? Because the politicians know they can't do that, right? And is it gonna be a lean Christmas for product? Yes, okay? There's a lot of ships out in the ocean, right? They can't dock because there's not enough workers, okay? Understand, the universe is putting us on a diet, Spirit says. Putting us on a diet, right? We want to buy things to make ourselves feel better because that's the society that we have in America. We're used to abundance, right? Yes, Adrian says, dismantling to prepare for the rebirth. Exactly. And the rebirth is where the government takes care of us. Okay, instead of it being top down, it'll be bottom up. Okay, so understanding that we're going through the metamorphosis of not needing as much, just like during the lockdown. Okay, so as we go further into the 2020s, we already know we need less. Okay, and that's what's going to happen, right? As we move forward into this Christmas, because the shelves aren't going to be jammed packed. The grocery stores aren't going to be jam-packed with products. Okay, there's already shortages. Understand, don't let that trigger you. Don't let that trigger your ego and do, oh my God, I have to hoard. That's not the case. Maybe you don't need something that they don't have, right? Maybe if you go to one or two other stores, right? Amazon, right? Understanding there's lots of container ships out in the oceans on both coasts. Right? That they're full of goods. They're full of goods. I read yesterday that Costco has rented 3 of those container ships to bring products to the States. When do they get to dock? Right? Where do they get to dock? Again, there's only 2 coasts. Right? So understanding that, do not allow yourself, especially during all the retrogrades, right, to freak yourself out, to go, oh my gosh, we're not going to have Christmas trees. Oh my God, we're not going to have this. Oh my God, you're going to be fine. Going to be fine, right? And so don't buy into the narrative that your ego may pop up one day and make you all afraid when you wake up in the morning, right? No, you got to stick to your routine, Spirit says. You got to stick to doing your IMs, right? You have to stick to your setting your intention. Okay? You have to stick to your visualizations. Okay? If you're not visualizing what you want when you wake up in the morning and before you go to bed at night, I'm telling you, it hit home when Tom Daley from Britain, right? The gold medal winning diver, right? Says him and Maddie, his partner, I call it the couples dive, they visualized every morning and every night. Because that makes it manifest. Much faster. As well as raising your vibration, raising your skill, raising the amount of energy that you put out and receive back in. Doing those energy blasts that Tammy does every other Monday at 1:11. If you want to join that group, let me know. I'll send you an invite. Okay? Because it tell you, I mean, I joined the pay for group and that's all good. And I don't usually promote a lot of things like that, but it raised my vibration by 75%. And that for me is huge because my energy is already big. Already big, right? So as we raise our vibration, as we're paying attention to what's real and what's not. That we're slapping ego down, right? Ego, that's not true, that's a lie. I'm not doing that because that's a lie. My family and I, myself, are going to be fine, right? Understanding that moving forward in any lifetime sucks. It sucks. Because we get so, I mean, especially for people like me, I'm 61, and even others who have been adulting for a while, right? We're used to either working really hard for what we get, we're either used to it coming to us, right? And then all of a sudden we hit a stage where it's like, well, what the hell happened? I'm working as hard as I can, but I'm not receiving what I think I deserve, right? Because it's not about the work. It's about you putting the energy out there to receive your abundance back. And it's interesting. Spirit told many, many people, and this makes so much sense. For years, I started doing this during readings, where Spirit would say, there's a dam of abundance above your head, right? And all your guides are doing is waiting for you to ask for it. Whatever's there, it's all good stuff. But human doesn't ask. We're afraid to be selfish, right? We've talked about that before. No, that's your stuff. Nobody else's stuff, that's your stuff. See? So as we raise our vibration, right? As we start asking for what we want, as we go through our Mercury retrogrades and our Saturn retrogrades and our Jupiter retrogrades and our Pluto retrogrades and Uranus retrograde and all that stuff, right? As we transform into these energy beings, ask, right? Ask. Because you never know when, like that, it shows up at your freaking front door. Shows up in a lottery ticket. It shows up in a gift from somebody, an inheritance from somebody, if it's money. A job that you never thought that you would get, right? Right? Again, we never know. And we're not supposed to know. That's the cruel thing about it, right? Because if we know, all right, Veronica, you take care of yourself, okay? I love you. Take care of yourself. And the more that we invest in that, right? Chimes. The more that we do that, right? The more that we ask for what we want, the more conscious we are of our stuff, right? And also, we're doing our IMs, right? That raises our vibration instantaneously, right? I'm setting my intention and raising my vibration to receive this. I'm setting the intention and raising my vibration to get this. What it is. See? And then doing your work when it comes to being conscious. When the fire shows up and it's not it's angry fire, not good fire. Gotta let it go. Right? Apologizing when you said it wrong. Right? Understanding that you are your own energy source. You are the generator of your energy. Right? All the universe does is give you the stuff to generate it, which raises your vibration. See? I've never said that before to anybody. That's true, right? They are the ones who supply, Spirit says. It's funny, he's talking to me and he's showing me the sentence in my head. We're the ones that supply you with the substance to generate the energy to raise your vibration. It's true. It's true. And every time that I start to get a little down on stuff, right? Spirit will say, you need to act like you did when you were in business. Bill, you need to act like you did in business. Because if I had a day working in Chicago, right, where my store had to do $15,000 that day or $20,000 that day, right? I had to make sure that I was in the highest vibrational spot because we needed to make that money and we needed to make that 20 grand and beat it, right? Because it's all about competition, all about hitting last year's numbers, right? If you've been in retail, you get it. right? We don't have a stock price. We have a price that we have to hit that mark, right? So I automatically did that. Well, guess what? I'm starting to take what I did for 37 years, right? And I'm trying to apply it with this. And it works, right? And I get it now. I so get it, right? Because I've always excelled in anything when I do it. And that usually the power comes with knowledge, right? I know a lot of people who are powerful and don't know nothing. And guess what? Eventually they crash and burn, right? So the passion that you have about things, right? However you did it in the past, that you were successful at. Now, if you weren't successful at it, that's when you have to dismantle it, right? Go, okay, especially during Mercury retrograde and the rest of retrogrades, right? Understanding, okay, now's exactly the time, chimes, to go, okay, I need to work on that. I need to make myself a list of stuff that I need to go through and understand and work on as we come out of Mercury retrograde, which isn't until the 17th of October, I think. Okay, it's 3.5 weeks, every single 3 months, 3.5 months. Okay, so understanding that Mercury retrograde, the rest of retrogrades are important for our ascension, right? And one retrograde I will tell you about that I could be the freaking poster boy for this, right? Pluto, the destructor of structure. Okay, the breaks everything apart. All right, it's been in Capricorn since 2008. Doesn't leave for another 3 years. Now, I could be the poster boy for transformation, right? Only took him 6 years to get me to quit my job that I had for 37 years. Yep, to do this for a living, right? Now been 7 years going on 8. Okay, well, I can tell you, my life has been destroyed with who I used to be. But all being put back together, kind of like Bionic Man, right? Right? Going to build him better, faster, smarter, whatever the words were on the TV show, right? You got to be pretty old to understand that from the 70s. But it's true. I remember being back there and saying, I wonder what's going to change in my life. I wonder what's going to change. I'm pretty happy. I'm in Chicago, running a $2 million store. My business is really good. I'm making lots of money. I love my life in Chicago. It's great. Get to see my friends and blah, 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 blah. And then it hit. In 2010, I moved back to Michigan with the same company. Was in that one area for 4 years. Then all of a sudden, guess what? Boom, quit my job, right? And I look back and go, holy man, I can't believe how much I've changed in 7 going on 8 years, right? It next goes into Aquarius in 3 years. But just like any energy, right? The majority of the change happens in the middle. The energy now is starting to wane as it gets ready in 2.5 years to go into Aquarius. See? And just like always, it might retrograde a little bit back into Capricorn. That's so you get rid of your junk. That any particles, any junk you got still around your heart and things like that. That's why Mercury retrograde does it. Only they do it 3 times a year. To continue to clean you out. To continue, if there's anything with Mercury retrograde that you haven't talked about, thought about, worked on, it's going to come back. Forgiving your parents, forgiving you, and the people that hurt you, forgive them. Because they're going on with your lives, you're not. It's all stuck down with your little boy, little girl, right? Inside your I know spirit. He says, inside your ego, it's freaking running the show. No, don't let that happen. Right? Don't let that happen. But that's why that does that. But see, every single planet has something to do with you. And when it's going retrograde, it's all about seeing if you're conscious, if you're paying attention, things like that. Right? Right? So watch what you say. Be conscious as much as you can. Try to understand other people. Hey, Yolanda, because everybody's frustrated, right? Everybody's angry. Everybody's acting stupid. Again, the and I'm just going to do this. I usually wouldn't, but there's something that was on my that I reposted today that I think is just a funny meme, and I'm going to get it here in a minute because it cracked me up when I read it. And a few other people, I think it was yesterday, a few other people said, "Oh my God, I cannot believe that that's exactly what everybody is feeling." And where's it at here? Oh, here. Okay, so an anti-masker in line behind me turned to a masked elderly woman behind her and said, "Why are you wearing a mask?" She replied, "So I don't catch whatever it is that's making you act this way." Hello? Which retrograde could it possibly be that's making me act this way? Right? Right? So that to me is just funny because that's exactly what the hell is going on. Is you have the people who are acting crazy, just crazy. And they'll say, "Well, what are you afraid of?" "I'm afraid of this," and it hit home. "I'm afraid of you because what makes you act like that? What makes you think that you can say that? What makes you think that you can act like that? What makes you think that society can survive like that?" Society's going to survive, but will you survive in it? Probably not. See, that's the stuff, right? That's so hilarious. When I saw that, I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly true what's going on. See? So it's interesting. It's extremely interesting how things like that can make you go, boom, I get it. Boom, I get it. See? And that's what it's all about, is understanding that that you'll get messages like that all the time. They kind of give you a perception of exactly what the deal is in a human sense. Yeah, see? And then you can share it on Facebook or Instagram, something like that. And everybody else gets it, right? Or you can do it on a Coaching for the Soul session like me, right? It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool how the universe brings you stuff. It'll always bring you stuff. So it'll be good stuff if that's what you want, right? That's what you want. But you got to get rid of the ugly, the gross stuff that you grew up with, right? Because all of us have stuff that happened to us. I mean, I look back and think, holy moly, I cannot believe, first off, that I'm still alive, right? Number one, at 61. Number two, that I'm not more screwed up than I actually thought I would be, right? Hey, Carmelina, how you doing? Or Carmelina, yeah. Yeah, so how's Canada? Is it good? Yeah, so understanding that your destiny is yours, Spirit says. Understand that every day there's going to be something that steps in your way. Okay? Just depends on if it's this big or if it's this big, right? How are you going to react to it? During Mercury Retrograde, everybody is on edge. Hi, Pamela. How are you? I miss you. I haven't seen you at any of the fairs. What's going on? And understanding that it's our reaction to that which propels the energy forward, right? And then that comes back to us, right? So if you are in a bad place, right, then you have to find a way to get yourself out of it. Steve Noble Guided Meditations, right? The earlier ones, like from 2, 3, 4 years ago. Bonus, right? Yeah, right? Talking aloud to spirit. Start talking. Tapping, baby. Start tapping. Start tapping, start tapping. You guys have all the tools for right now that you need to get yourself out of that energy by letting that stuff go, by giving it to spirit, right? Just give it up. Let it go. It doesn't serve you to hold on to it, right? But human nature is to bury it. Oh my, because we had to do that as kids, right? I can't say anything because I'm going to get slapped. I'm going to be told to stop. Negative. Don't express your feelings because, my God, the world's going to end. That's a lie. And we all had those same parents. And there's some people today that are teaching their children the exact same thing because that's what they learned. But they're not conscious, right? Our job as people of today, right, is to understand that we have to change the trajectory of our children. Have to. You got to be conscious of their kids. I don't know how many times I talk to people about their kids, and I'm like, okay, he's really like 9 years old. No, he's really 22. He needs to grow up. No. He's 20. He might be 22 in an age, but emotionally, he's 9 years old. What happened at 9 years old? And they'll tell me and say, well, exactly. So when you talk to him to get through to him, you have to be his mommy. You have to be her mommy, right? Especially during Mercury Retrograde, because all their stuff's coming up too, even if they are not conscious of that. Why are you so angry? I don't understand. Don't you talk to me like that. Blah, 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 blah. Well, they're feeling too. They just don't know what the hell they're feeling. They're more emotional. They're more angry. They're more frustrated. The whole kind of thing. See? Happens to every human on the planet right now, which is, to me, is amazing that it can affect every human being on the planet if they know it or not. If they accept it or not, Spirit says. Right? And it is exactly what is going on. So you have to be, so you have to do for your children what your parents probably didn't do for you in a entire basis, right? Right? My father never talked to me about anything. And we deliver papers every Sunday for 2.5 hours every Sunday in the car. Nothing like that was being talked about, right? My mother didn't talk to me about stuff like that. Well, maybe at our 11 o'clock conversations that night when everybody else was asleep. She loved to have conversations with me, my sister, probably my second oldest brother, right? That's when she liked to have conversations about stuff. She'd say, so what's happening? Oh, you know, blah, 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 blah. But it was a nice time to just talk about stuff, to let her know what was going on in our lives, right? I was blessed with that. I was blessed with that, right? Because my cousins with my mom's sisters didn't get any of that. See? Well, where did she learn that from? Right? Where'd she learn that? So in that sense, she helped us to understand this is who we needed to be, right? But then there's everything else that comes along with that wasn't positive. It's just growing up in a country, in a world that's changing, right? And us not understanding exactly what that meant. And neither did our parents. See? So it's our jobs now, if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever, right? Is to take the lead and understand what the way that you were treated, the way that the energy that you lived in, the household that you lived in or did not live in, right? You got to make it as perfect as possible for your grandchildren and your children, right? Understanding that they are emotional beings, understanding that that you cannot beat up on them verbally and things like that, especially during all the retrogrades, because they're feeling it too, guys. That's what you really have to understand. Like 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds are still feeling the energy of Mercury retrograde. They may say something out, and we got to make sure that we're not frustrated to the point of barking back at them or paddling them or whatever. Never hit your children. It will not serve you. It will not serve you at all. Might get you results at the moment, but what are you doing to your children emotionally? Okay? It doesn't work. Because their perception can be different than what you actually believe it is. Yeah. So, is there anything else, Spirit? I think I got Pam. Oh, I didn't get to Pamela Gregory, okay? As much as I wanted to. I don't think. Let me see here. What Spirit's going to say. Pam Gregory, I should say. He says, I think we're good. We think we're good with that. Oh, I know what it was. The postings that I do that are animated, I'm telling you guys, if you're not watching these things that I post, or even on YouTube that is there, where these little snippets, little, you know how I got the Bill talks? Well, let's just say these are the Esther Hicks talks, right? And if you're not listening to those and allowing them to show up on your YouTube page, right, on your YouTube feed, tell you what, they are magnificent. And they all come from your guides. They all come right place, right time. Right? Right? It keeps your energy up. It confirms what the hell's going on. It gives you that little bounce that you're supposed to have, that connection, that understanding, that, oh shit, that's true. That's how I feel right there. Oh my God, it is coming. Oh my God, it is coming. Raising your vibration. It is coming. Raise it again. See? That's what it's all about. So that's why I post those things, you guys. So I know I post a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff I post. Well, that's because, Bill, that's good. Bill, that's good. Bill, that's good. Because it's always going to happen. Right? I'm always going to post a lot of content so that it covers as many people as I can possibly find, as I can possibly get to, right? But those Esther Hicks animateds that I post, primo. It's like up to 15 minutes of a conversation, and it's like you can kind of relate to the people who are asking the question, but they're usually kind of drabby. But they've been in a conference for a day, so they're kind of beat down a little bit, I guess. Their energy isn't as high as it should be, and the woman who talks understand that she's channeling Esther Hicks. I'm almost positive. So understanding that she's giving the counsel, she's giving answers, she's giving all those kinds of things, right? And they absolutely just boom. They just boom. Yep, they just boom. So Kimberly says, do we search for you or you say our guides? I'll tell you guys right now, okay? That I'm gonna do this and this and this, and I'll tell you because there come two ways. Really three ways, but there's two. Well-being is one of them, well-being, and the other one is feel good. Both of those two on YouTube are the same animation, same. I don't know why they have two different names. It's kind of interesting. It might be two different texts, right? Maybe the well-being is something about you or something, and the feel good is about making you feel good. Okay, but they're very, very good. They're very, very good teachings, and the more that you can get them on your feed, on your YouTube feed, the better. Because again, spirit is energy. I'm telling you, they will bring you what you need when you need it if you just use the frickin' channel, right? Get on YouTube and go through it. Facebook, the same thing. Go through it, right? Instagram, go through it. Like stuff, right? Like spiritual stuff. I post a lot of things on Instagram. Spirit says that you can follow and actually get involved in. Okay? And that's why I do it. Like higher perspective. There's another one that is just off the friggin' chain. Off the chain. And now showing up on my Facebook feed, which I must have liked them on Facebook, but I never remember doing it on Facebook. But because Instagram is owned by Facebook, I think they're interchanging. But they always have some really good stuff, right? Source messages. I post it every day. Healing energy tools, bonus, right? And that's on Facebook. So there's all kinds of great content. And the more that you go in and just allow things to get to you, right? The more your spirit guides, your guardian angels, the universe will use those things to continue to raise your vibration. Just by sitting around on the couch, sitting in the chair, whatever, kids are in bed, whatever. I do it when Bailey and Lee have gone to bed about 9:50, 9:30. And I'm on there, I'm just checking stuff out. It's all cool and groovy. It's like, oh my God, I cannot believe all the messages that are on here, right? Before Lee gets home from work about 8:30, 9 o'clock now, I can, after dinner, Bailey's sleeping in his bed, I'm watching all that kind of stuff on YouTube, right? The cool thing is, Lee got transferred pretty much from Fort Gratiot, an hour and a half away, to Shelby, which is 2 miles away. So he'll be home in 5 minutes after work. So he'll get home about 5:30, which is kind of cool, better than 9 o'clock, right? Yeah, see? Didn't have to travel, but basically 2 miles, 3 miles. So it's a bonus. See how stuff's working? And that's during Mercury retrograde, guys, right? So there are some good things in Mercury retrograde that come out because he just got the transfer, right? So, whew, that's a quick hour. Okay, guys, I'm doing readings all week. There's no fair this weekend. I don't have a fair next weekend. So I'm doing readings on Saturdays. My next fair is Dexter. I just posted that today. I just got the information today. They're allowing me to do the fair, which is awesome. And then I do Lapeer the next day. So Dexter is the 16th of October at the end of Mercury retrograde. And the 17th is Lapeer. And then there's Sterling Heights 2 weeks later. That's going to be awesome. So namaste, everybody. If you got any questions, let me know. 248-310-7689. Okay. Please go on my YouTube channel, Bill Hobart, and please subscribe to my channel. Okay. Like all my videos. Go through and just like them all if you would. I'm trying to raise the awareness of the channel to YouTube. Okay. To reach more people. So if you all can help me with that, I would appreciate it. Go in, like them, subscribe to the channel, the whole thing. I'm going to look into coachingforthesoul.com probably either this week or next week. Not really sure because of Mercury retrograde, right? I don't want to investigate anything because it's not going to be positive usually because it's communication, right? It's energy. So I don't know, but that's coming too in the near future. Spirit just showed me 2022. So it's going to be a whole new enterprise into the web and also into talking in front of lots of people, doing podcasts, webcasts, all kinds of cool stuff. So that's coming in 2022. So again, like I said, namaste everybody. Thanks for watching and joining me. And I'll see you next Thursday for Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3.